48. And I'm going live every day for the next 3 days. When I get to episode 50, I'm going to go weekly. So watch out for those episodes. They'll be on Monday mornings, US Central Time at 10 a.m. So I go live on Facebook and YouTube, and the YouTube channel is called Fabulous Health. I'd love you to subscribe, and I really love reading all your comments and having a chat to you. So thank you so very much. Directly after I do this video podcast, I load it all up to the audio podcast platform that you love to listen to. And if you want to subscribe to this podcast, then go ahead and head over to fabuloushealth.net and click on the podcast tab. And all your favorite podcast platforms are right there. Just click on whichever one you want, and you can subscribe directly from there. And you don't even have to search for it. How cool is that? The other good thing is that you can have a look at all the episodes. I've got 48 of them now. So you can binge watch all the episodes and get your nutrition knowledge up to scratch. Okay, first a disclaimer though. I'm not a doctor. I'm a nutritionist. This show is for educational and informational purposes only, and the information shared today is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease, and it should not take the place of personalized professional medical care. Please consult your primary care physician before making any changes to your diet. Okay, fruit. It's sweet, it's juicy, and it's yummy. But is it okay to eat when you're trying to lose weight or if you're diabetic? Firstly, let's look at the makeup of fruit. It has a ton of water, which is relatively low calorie. It's also very hydrating. It has a ton of fiber, so it's really good for gut health. It has a tiny bit of protein, depending on which fruit you're eating. But it has a bunch of sugar. Uh-oh, have we hit a snag? Not so fast, grasshopper. So half the sugar in fruit is called fructose. There's also sucrose and glucose in sugar. Now, don't get natural fruit fructose confused with high fructose corn syrup. That is a processed food-like product, and it should not be included in anybody's diet. Natural fructose in fruit is metabolized in the liver, whilst glucose is metabolized in the mitochondria of the cells. So fructose does not raise blood sugar levels as much as glucose, as it has a lower glycemic index than glucose. Fructose also doesn't stimulate insulin secretion by the pancreas, so it can result in lower HbA1c levels. And HbA1c is a measure of your blood glucose over the past 3 months. I highly recommend that when you do your yearly health exam, even if you're really healthy, get a yearly health exam and get your HbA1c checked at least yearly. And of course, if you have a history of diabetes or insulin resistance, you're going to be getting that checked a lot more often. So all these fantastic things about fructose makes it a really good sweet food for people with diabetes or with insulin resistance. Fruit is filled with fiber, and fiber has many benefits, including slowing down your digestion, regulating your blood sugar, and making us feel fuller. I've got a whole episode on the benefits of fiber. So head over to fabuloushealth.net, click on the podcast tab, and go to episode 26 for all the information about how good fiber is for your health. Fruit has also been shown to aid in weight loss. In a meta-analysis from 2019, 16 studies with almost 4,000 participants were unanimous in their findings that fruit helps people lose weight. Now, meta-analysis is where researchers take all these different studies from different researchers and they put them together and see what the general findings are. So they're much better indication of scientific research than, say, a single standalone study. So when a meta-analysis says that it's good, it's usually good. Fruit is so good that the dietary guidelines for every country that I know of recommends daily fruit consumption of a minimum of 2 servings. Now, what's a serving? Lucky for you, a serving of fruit is a piece of fruit. It's a banana, it's an apple, it's an orange, it's a pear, a handful of grapes, a handful of cherries, a cup of strawberries. Really easy to work out what a serving is. So it looks like it's all good in the eating fruit department. Whether you are healthy, insulin resistant, or diabetic, do not be afraid of fruit. But what about fruit juice? This is where we hit a snag. Fruit juices are just the water and the sugar with none of the fiber. It's the fiber that makes you full, and it's the fiber that slows down digestion. So, for example, an orange weighs about 140 grams, and it's about this big. Yeah. But if you juice the orange, you only get about 50 mils or 1.5 to 2 ounces of juice. And that's about that much. So a whole orange has 3 grams of fiber, 12 grams of sugar, and 3 of that come from fructose, and about 70 calories. And as I said, it takes up about this much room in your stomach, maybe a little bit less because you chew it, yeah? But when you get only 50 mils of juice, are you going to drink an orange juice that's got this much in the glass? No, you're not. You're going to drink a whole glass full. So to make up the same volume of orange juice, you need 3 oranges, maybe even 4 oranges, depending on how juicy they are, but you get none of the fiber. So you get 3 to 4 times more sugar in a glass of orange juice. So let's just be conservative and say it's 3 times as much sugar. If you got 12 grams of sugar in an orange, you got 36 grams of sugar in a glass of orange juice if you use 3 oranges, and 48 grams of sugar in a glass of orange juice if you use 4 oranges. And that's if you juice them yourself. The healthiest way to have orange juice is to juice them yourself. And your blood sugar is going to go up because you're going to digest it instantly. If you buy the orange juice from the supermarket, sometimes it's got added sugar in it. Sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, if you really want to have some juice and you don't want to do it yourself, then, of course, always get the one without the added sugar. The other thing is when you eat, the action of chewing and the production of saliva sends signals to your tummy that food is on its way. And that doesn't happen when you drink. So not only is the juice absorbed quicker, you don't feel satisfied at all because your brain doesn't know that you've actually had anything in your tummy. So you're likely to eat more and be hungrier quicker. So you can attenuate this by taking your 3 oranges that you were going to juice and blending them with all the fiber and then drinking it as a thick smoothie. You could add water into it as well to loosen it up a bit. But then even though you're not chewing, you're getting all the fiber and the oranges will keep you fuller. And besides, can you eat 3 oranges at once? Maybe, because they're pretty watery, but that's going to really make you full. Plus, it's about a pound of food, and the pound of those oranges in your stomach actually enables the stretch receptors. So when the stomach gets stretched, these little stretch receptors send signals to your brain to say, hey, you've had enough to eat, so you don't need any more. That will not happen when you've had a little itty bitty glass of orange juice. When you have the itty bitty glass of orange juice, what happens is the stomach registers the weight of the food in you, but there's no stretch response. And so the stomach says, hey, brain, there's something in my stomach. I'm hungry now. Have you ever noticed that when you're not really hungry, but you're kind of hungry, and then you have I don't know, something small like a cracker or even half an apple or a piece, a juice or something like that. And all of a sudden, bang, you're starving. It's because your stomach has said, oh, there's food coming in now, and you're going to start to salivate and you're going to start to get hungry. And all you did was drink the juice, and you probably weren't even hungry when you drank the juice. So my advice is drink water and eat the orange, and then you're getting all those benefits of the fantastic food, the whole food that an orange is. So should you avoid fruit? That's not a trick question. Absolutely not. Fruit is good for you. It's part of a healthy diet. Don't be scared of the sugar in the fruit. Use it as a sweet snack instead of gummy worms and other processed sugary treats. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was valuable information for you. Please leave your comments on the Facebook page or on the YouTube, and I'd love you to subscribe. That would really make me happy. Yay, more people. Go and check me out at fabuloushealth.net. There's not just the podcast. There's tons of really good information on that website, including blogs and recipes and all sorts of good stuff. And if you want to take your health to the next level, why don't you try out my new online weight loss course? It's called The Quick Road to Fabulous Weight Loss, and it's 25% off for the rest of November 2021. All you have to do is use the code podcast. So tomorrow is going to be episode 49. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Episode 49. I'm going to be looking at the dangers of processed food ingredients. You ever look on the back of your packets and see that it's got something like high fructose corn syrup? I talked about that in this podcast. Or maybe it's got palm oil, or maybe it's got other things that you don't really understand what they are. I'm going to be looking at those and find out what they are and what they do for your health. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you later.